welcome back. This is another chapter in the Will I Ever Be Good Enough book that I'm doing with Mrs. Snarky.
Howdy, I didn't know we were ready yet.
Oh, sorry. I just start.
Yeah, it's just, this is how life is. Things start before you even realize it. That's right. Crash course time.
Lately, yes.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of crashing.
Oh, yeah. Whole lot of depression.
So yeah, today we are covering image. Image is everything. Put a smile on that pretty little face. Smile and act like you're having fun.
I'm having fun.
This is so great.
God, I'm so cringy. I hope y'all enjoyed that because, yeah.
Yeah, you better enjoy it. You're gonna like it.
I hurt a muscle.
Oh no. Well, smiling, is so rare nowadays. Like, I spend mostly in like a state of calm-ish panic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like shaking outwardly or anything, but I'm just like, we're all gonna die. That's
It's fine. It's
existential
fine.
crisis mode.
Yeah, lately it's been like I'm in too much pain to care, and then I read something on the news, and then I'm like, ah, and then
Mm-hmm.
the outrage kind of happens, and then I go, you know what, I'm in pain, and so I'm gonna play a video game.
And you just got Animal Crossing today?
Animal Crossing. You're lucky I'm even here. I'm just saying, but that's how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Yes,
Yay!
I'm very glad you're here.
Whoop, whoop. Image is everything.
Yes,
Which is,
image.
it's really funny because this is a very apt topic for what we're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we got a president who's like, oh, it's fine, everybody can go back to work soon, and, the economy, and if we make it look good, then it'll be good.
Right.
But that's not how things work.
Nope. Nope. And the economy's going to suffer regardless of if we stay home or not. But
Yeah,
we can mitigate lives lost if
yeah.
we fucking stay home.
Yeah, I kind of care a lot more about human life than
Mm-hmm.
fucking Wall Street. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just me. I could be wrong. I might have my priorities all out of whack, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Uh, and the coronavirus doesn't care if you have a smile on your pretty face.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The quote here, image was all that mattered to Mom. She was obsessed with appearance right up until she died at age 54 from complications during a liposuction. I know.
Ooh, Lordy. Okay, that is tragic.
That is
And
tragic.
we are very devastated. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person that
Really
laughs.
killed by your own image. Like
Like,
that is literally cutting off your nose to spite the face.
I mean, yeah, cutting off your fat despite your life. Oh, jeez. You know what? I'm just gonna be fat. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Have you seen them do the liposuction? They basically just go in blind with this long pokey thing, just jamming
Yep.
it in there. Oh hell no!
That's how they put my wires in for the spinal cord stimulator. It's a rod that they have to go
Yeah,
in between the fat and the muscle, and they just ram it in there.
yeah, but they didn't like do it multiple times just for something cosmetic,
Right. Yeah.
right? I mean, this
Yeah.
is something that you actually. It wasn't an elective surgery
No.
that you had.
Yeah.
I like it. Not to downplay electric. elective surgeries. There's some that are actually life-changing, that are necessary, and yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But the woman was fat, and she died at a young age
Mm-hmm.
because, oh my god. Anyway, okay, I'm done.
So the first paragraph. Put a smile on that pretty little face. Throw back your shoulders, hold up your head, and don't let the world know that you're unhappy. As a child, I was told this repeatedly. I cannot count the times I felt like frowning or crying, and my mother would cite those lines to me. It hurts to smile if the feeling underneath is sadness, anger, confusion, or some other kind of pain. Sometimes it just feels good to frown, be sad, and be angry, or in other words, be real.
Yeah, it's cathartic. I mean, I've said this before and I'll say it again. You can't just bottle up your emotions. It's
Mm-hmm.
only going to get worse. And just smiling isn't going to fucking cut it. You have to actually deal with those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
mom would constantly, throughout me being sick, would be taking pictures of me in the hospital, like no matter the situation. And there were times where like I definitely did not feel like smiling.
Yeah.
And I would ask her, can you not take a picture right now? And she's like, but it's for the blog. And the thing is that she would then go online and be like, look how much I'm helping, and I'm being such a good mom and doing this, and like it was just, I don't know, but she would also tell me before doctor's appointments, like, you need to look sick because they're not going to take you seriously if you don't look sick.
Jesus.
And I'm like, but I have okay times, like
Yeah.
there are times where I'm managing just fine. And they actually said at the clinic that that is one reason why they don't lump me with my mom, because she never had a good day. She never came into clinic managing her pain and, just basically okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hated the act sick, look like you're sick, like.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, with all propaganda, there's usually a sliver of truth. And there is a sliver of truth to that in terms of like, you know, I know my partner went to the doctor and they weren't specialized in psychological or neurological stuff. It's just a general practitioner. And when they said, I was diagnosed with autism, they said, well, you don't look autistic. And there's not a fucking
What?
look to autism.
No.
So it's
Oh.
like, it made me think of that. But at the same time, if you're at your, specialist office and you're having pain and you're on, pretending to have more pain than you actually do, it looks like you're drug seeking,
Mhm.
and that is a behavior that they know about.
Mhm.
So it's best to just be honest. If you're managing your pain fairly well, you're having good days, bad days, be honest about it.
Mhm.
They're there to treat you, and they're not there for you to abuse and
Yeah,
manipulate.
which she did. She
Mm.
ended up not only getting banned from advanced pain management, but they put her on the list that goes out to all the ERs within like a 50-mile radius saying, do not give her pain meds.
Yeah, drug
Because
seeking.
she was drug seeking. She would test, because they do urine tests, and it's the main reason that they do them is not to like call us out on, like taking too much. I mean, that is one aspect of it, but they mainly do it to monitor that we are taking the medication in the levels that were prescribed and we're not selling them.
Right.
But she would constantly test with more narcotics in her system than she was prescribed. So they said no more.
Yeah. And also there are tests that they do to check with specific medications. They have to check other levels in order to make sure that if your medication needs to be adjusted or not. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not usually pain meds,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like lithium and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very specific medications. But yeah, hmm. Doctors see through that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that shit.
No.
But yeah, how it looks is more important than how it feels is totally misguided.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and one thing I really just have always despised about the world in general is that, they tend to think this way. We're kind of wired to think, okay, well, this looks good, therefore it must be good. And that's fallacy, of course. And so it just makes the world seem really shallow to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a daughter of a narcissistic mother, it really just grates at you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because, as it says here, how you look is more important than who you are, how you feel. The image message has little to do with healthy selfhood. It springs from the internal insecurity and fragile ego of the narcissistic mother. So it's a really shallow kind of serving someone else thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what do they call it? The locus of your self-worth is determined by someone else, and that is the opposite of healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It should be about how you feel and you projecting that feeling outward and sharing it with others, being able to be in a safe environment where you can do that. And when you
Mm-hmm.
have a narcissistic mother, you just can't. Uh, says narcissists typically put on a great show so that others think they are special and unique, and they even convince themselves of this. But at their core, but at their core is a disoriented, ill-developed sense of self that is small, incomplete, and defective. So at the base of this is the insecurity that everybody has insecurity,
Mm-hmm.
but on some levels, it can be a good thing. It makes you strive to want to do better. But there's a balance that needs to be maintained. There's a homeostasis to this. When it becomes destructive, that's when you have to put a lid on it. Um, our culture's materialism, advanced technology, and material wealth reinforce the importance of image and presentation for everyone. But women are subjected to it more constantly and are more vulnerable to persistent cultural ideas of thinness, fitness, perfection. Daughters of narcissistic mothers are not only pressured by culture, they're also pressured by their mother's ceaseless messages about maintaining a perfect image. For us, it is a double whammy. These combined forces present a tremendous challenge for the girl or woman trying to be her own person. Below, we will discuss the image messages we got from Mother and then see how our narcissistic culture frosts the cake with lavish reinforcement. And
Yep.
yeah, it ties into what I was just talking about, which is that sliver of truth about the world. And I think that, you know, just because you're a narcissist doesn't mean you're stupid. You recognize these things in the world
Mm-hmm.
and you will use it. You'll put it in your tool bag in order to make things bend to your will or go your way so you can manipulate people.
Yep. Yes. And the whole society like making it even harder is just like it's crazy the double whammy that you have in these situations and trying to deal with both
Yeah.
and focusing more on your image than you as a person, putting more emphasis on how you look or how others see you as opposed to just focusing on your own principles and the type of person you are.
Yeah. And I do want to state that, there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I've been over here trying to get my hair to look good. It doesn't. But, it makes me feel better to see my image, as beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's when that is your main focus
Right.
that it becomes a problem. And what really matters is who we are as authentic people and our autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
Individualism. Oh my god, I'm such a dirty liberal. Uh, but yeah, that's, to me, individualism is a very important thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into this whole collective thing. I'm not into, conforming to society just cuz. And I think that this is a problem. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm reminded that I just don't conform, and that does make me uncomfortable. I'm a big redheaded woman. Like, I'm not a model. I'm not these people you see on Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, no.
And I don't want to be,
No, I
because
don't either.
the kind of lifestyle that they have to go through is just absolutely painful. And I like food,
Yeah.
and I don't like
Same.
exercise. Sorry. I mean, it's not fun for me. I'd rather read a philosophy book. Anyway, rambling again.
The next section is projecting the right image, maternal reflections. In Postcards from the Edge, the movie based on Carrie Fisher's semi-autobiographical novel, the mother, played by Shirley MacLaine, is ill and in the hospital. All she worries about is her hair and makeup, and she tells her daughter that she does not want to be buried without her eyebrows. Her daughter, played by Meryl Streep, explains the family to a doctor in this way: "We are designed more for public than for private. The women I've treated and interviewed agree."
Mm, wow. It kind of reminds me of Hillary Clinton. I have a public face and a private
Mm-hmm.
face. But I mean, in certain positions, that's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be like, oh, North Koreans are bastards, when you get up on stage and you're trying to be a political diplomat.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when it comes to your family and things like that, it's a whole different dynamic. You have to be, in your relationships, you have to be honest and open. It can't be all about image.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I have got to see this movie. It's a movie I haven't seen.
Me neither.
And I still have to mail you your movies, because it's kind of like I went on a trip and then I came back and the whole world fell apart.
Yes.
So it's, yeah.
Yeah. It's no rush, and you have to, go out to do that, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get the death virus.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So it goes on to say, image is what mother wants the world to see about her, and she expects her daughter to polish that image further and carry it for the family into the world. But most daughters are overpowered by this expectation. They can't carry their mother's image, and they have trouble establishing their own. And that goes back to the chapter, The Empty Mirror. You lose yourself when you're just viewed as an extension of your mother.
Definitely. Like, who are you in that mirror?
Mm-hmm.
I look in the mirror and I see Snarky. And yeah, some of that snark is my mom. But not all of it, baby. A lot of it's me. Most of it's me.
We wouldn't want you any other way.
Oh, yay! Likewise. So, this is the thing that is really tough. It says daughters internalize maternal messages about image that can persist well into their lives as independent adults. Bella said, I learned that it is about how it looks, not how it feels. I picked this up in my personal appearance and my home. I wish I didn't do this, but it doesn't matter who's going over to my house. I wanted to look pretty. Our house with mom was always pretty and clean. I don't walk around without makeup on except when alone with my husband. I like to take care of myself, and I'm very competitive with other women when we go out. I feel pressure from society to be thin, pretty, and look nice. And when I was younger, I was definitely this way. I would not leave the house with no makeup on. And my mom was very, very messy. Very messy. But anytime we had expected company, I would have to clean the entire house. So I kind of I still have that pattern. Somebody's coming over, the house has to be clean. And even when they walk in, I'm like, sorry about the mess. I totally did spend all day cleaning all this. I
Right?
still do it. I still do it. And maybe not so much when Trey comes over. If you're watching this, Trey, I don't clean for you much. Um, but it's mainly me trying to get over this dynamic that I have in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I think as I get older and I start to kind of like read books like this, have conversations like this, and start to realize where this comes from, it helps. It
Mm-hmm.
really helps me relax and not worry so much about my image, except for my hair, which is fucked up. And then, you know what?
It looks
I
fine.
don't care. I don't care. If y'all don't like it, I don't care.
uh,
Anyway,
the next part says, Mother sometimes completely disregards a girl's wishes, and the daughter may end up feeling that she is an object, not a person. My own mother used to braid my hair so tightly my eyes would slant and I would cry and say it hurts. Her message back was, it hurts to be beautiful. I still don't know what that really means. Does it mean that if I don't look a certain way, I won't be successful, accepted, or loved? Add that, and that to look the accepted way, it has to hurt? What a disturbing worldview that was. The endless focus on beauty can become exhausting. We got that line all the time, especially with French braiding. Oh my
uh,
gosh, it would hurt so much.
she French braided your hair.
Yeah.
I had a French braid her. She couldn't. Fortunately for me, she could not figure it out. But she spent countless hours trying, and oh my god,
Mm.
I have a tough head now because of that. But
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, the pain! She would always just brush like just real hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just oh my god. Beauty doesn't have to be painful.
No.
There are hacks.
Yeah.
You can hold your hair like this and brush it.
Yep.
So yeah, and as was reflected before, society also has these cliches, beauty is pain, etc. Wear the high heels because it makes your buttocks look good at the expense of your ankles. So and it's not just American society. A lot of societies have done this. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at the cultures of the geisha, what they had to go through,
Mm-hmm.
and if you look at Victorian culture, I mean,
Ooh.
these women were putting lead on their face and wearing these tight corsets
They
that
couldn't
some,
breathe.
yeah, a lot of them died wearing that.
Mm.
So I think that we've come a long way in that regard, but we still have high heels and they're torture. They're gorgeous torture. But God, they're so pretty. I love
Right?
high heels.
I do too.
Walking around campus and them things, I felt so bad. Oh, I was
Mm-hmm.
bad to the bone. Anyway, oh, an obsession with how things look can cause the narcissistic mother or grandmother to neglect basic parenting responsibilities.
Mm.
Amanda tells of the time that her daughter got in serious trouble with the law and had to go to court. Local journalists took a strong interest in the case, and there were reporters everywhere. Amanda needed her mother's support, but her mother was too concerned about her image to show up. She said she couldn't go to court with me and her granddaughter because she couldn't handle the media seeing her break down.
It's not
Just
about
let
you,
that
Mom.
sink. Just think about that for a moment. She couldn't let the media see her cry. Oh my God. Mom carried on about how my kids are always in trouble and how she didn't raise her kids to be like this, as
Ugh.
if it was about her.
Right.
It's always too much for her to handle. Amanda got some spunk when she finally told her mother, Mom, I like my kids better than I like yours.
Burn.
I totally feel the same way. I love my kids. Not a fan of myself, but I love my kids. They were definitely raised better.
Mm-hmm.
They're still pains in my butt, though. Anyway.
As kids are.
They're a lot like me. They're very independent. They're very outspoken. They give you the pushback. And I respect that. Even though they're often wrong, they're kids. They're kids. They'll learn. Anyway.
I have one of the examples highlighted. If a daughter doesn't fulfill her mother's goals for her, sometimes the daughter is made to feel as if her true accomplishments don't matter. Julie, 30, remembers whenever I was getting ready to go to my middle school open house night with my parents, Mom tortured me about what I was going to wear and how I would wear my hair. She never said anything about my project being chosen as one of the best in class. Never took the time to look through my folders in each of my classrooms, and I never got the feeling that Mom valued the things I valued about myself. And, yeah, Mom would rarely go to conferences, and if she did, she would just kind of glance over stuff but not say anything about it. And she's like, well, I just knew you'd do well, so I don't have to say anything about it. Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, but she would like brag to other people about my accomplishments. And then she would say, "Oh, well, she gets that from me." So like even those compliments ended up back on her.
Oh my god. That is just uh that is ridiculous. It reminds me of a scene in White Oleander where she was telling her mother, "Hey, there's a parent teacher night." And she goes, "Oh, I can't make it. I have to go to Greta's opening." And she's like, and the daughter goes, "All the other parents will be there." And she
Mm-hmm.
says, "What can they tell you about my daughter that I don't already know?" What? Probably what she's accomplishing in school when you're not there and you're not paying attention.
Right.
Like, it's so sad. It's
Yeah,
absolutely sad.
it really is.
Um, okay. So because we internalize these kind of messages throughout our childhood and adolescence, we ourselves become image focused. We feel like we never measure up. The narcissistic culture in which we live powerfully reinforces these childhood messages.
Mm-hmm.
So, further into that, projecting the quote, right image, cultural reflections, it says American culture today, in general, maintains an image founded on what instead of who. It goes back to the whole objectifying women dynamic.
Yeah.
Messages to perform, excel, and be beautiful bombard every aspect of daily life, and the general incid- incidence of narcissism appears to be rising. As Alexander Lowen cites in his book Narcissism, The Denial of the True Self, when wealth occupies a higher position than wisdom, when notoriety, why can't I read today? When notoriety is admired more than dignity, when success is more important than self respect, the culture itself overvalues image and must be regarded as narcissistic. And this is kind of a really deep reflection of societal norms, but I won't get too deep into that kind of thing. I'm not going to talk about Baudrillard. Um, Promised I wouldn't. Uh, But yeah, the strivings of today's youth say it all too clearly. A USA Today article on Generation Y, which is my generation, states that their greatest life goals are to become rich and famous. When you open a celebrity magazine, it's all about the money and being rich and famous. Anything from The Apprentice, where the intro is to the show is the money song, to US Weekly Magazine when all you see is celebrities in their $6 million homes. We see reality TV shows with Jessica and Nick living the life. Oh my god. Tuna is the chicken of the sea.
Oh
Uh,
God.
uh, we see Brittany in Paris. The people we relate to outside of our friends are those people. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I really did not identify with any of this.
No,
I just didn't. A lot of the people around me did, and I just didn't get it. I just didn't.
I didn't
I don't
either.
see the appeal of Paris. Like,
No,
what has
no.
Paris done of any substance?
Drawing a blank.
Yeah. Y'all in the chat, maybe y'all got some insight into this. Tell us what Paris has done of any real substance, and we'll give you hashtag points or something. But yeah, it goes on to talk about plastic surgery, It's Good to Be, MTV Cribs, Extreme Makeover, Bodywork, and all this other stuff that you see on the Learning fucking channel, of all things. It just, it's really something. And it goes back to this whole, well, she died from complications of her liposuction. And you see a lot of this narcissism just creeping into the cultural norms that I think that really needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
So a young girl, maybe 16 years old, was going to a plastic surgeon for a nose job. Her mother had undergone some previous surgeries and Botox treatments from the same doctor. The doctor tells the young girl that she is pretty. She tells him that she might be pretty, but not compared to the other girls at her school. She attends a private school and goes on to say that her school, nothing but perfection is acceptable. At her school, nothing but perfection is acceptable. Do we really want our children to think like this?
No.
No. Like, no. According to a nationwide study conducted for Girls Inc. called The Supergirl Dilemma, girls as young as 10 feel, quote, a lot of pressure to be athletic, pretty, skinny, plus smart. That's a lot of pressure to put on a kid who's 10. You know? Back to the subject, when you're talking about 10-year-old girls, they're usually going through puberty. They're usually going through a flood of hormones and a lot of changes, and they're starting to notice image a lot more and how people perceive them. It's very, very stressful. It's a lot to put on our kids. It's a whole lot. Just let them be kids. Let them be themselves. Let them grow up to be who they are. Anyway.
As Audrey Brashick, I'm not sure, writes in All Made Up, 59% of teen girls are reportedly dissatisfied with their body shape, 66% desire to lose weight, and over half report that the appearance of models in the magazines influences their image of a perfect female body. And some girls are more afraid of becoming fat than they are of nuclear war, cancer, or losing their parents.
Oh my god.
And
priorities.
Yeah, I have body issues, yes, but I have a little bit different take on priorities. Like, first and foremost is my health, and it's actually a little bit better for me to be on the heavier side because of malabsorption, that I have reserves, and I don't know. And my views on myself without makeup or like without my teeth in I'm extremely critical. Like, I can't stand how I look. I avoid looking at myself in the mirror if I don't have my teeth in.
Well, I mean, we value these things, right? And it's not like if you were to choose between, nuclear war and your teeth.
Like, yeah, no, the teeth are not the priority there.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, you have an idea of what your priorities are. And it's definitely not the same as what these girls are going through.
No,
and
I can't imagine.
Really sad because these girls are, for the most part, they're already like young and they have the ability to be athletic and do all these things, and they shouldn't have to feel like they have to look like Cindy Crawford or whatever. Yes, I know that's dated. That's just my era. I'm Generation Y. Okay. So, yeah, the fashion runways and stuff, all of this just projects onto people a sense of self that they can never live up to. And I think it's toxic. I think it's
Yeah,
damaging.
it is.
And what I have seen some progress through the years of, even of bigger women being featured in like movies and sitcoms and things like that. And I think that that's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's going to be some people that are out there just like fat shaming works. No, it doesn't.
No, it
And
doesn't.
this whole fat acceptance thing is just unhealthy. No,
No,
it's not.
it actually doesn't. They've done studies on it, and it actually leads to better health results.
Hmm?
Because when you view yourself positively, you take more care of
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
And yes, there are studies out there, so don't come here with that bullshit.
yeah. Shaming does not work. It actually exacerbates the problem. And exacerbates means it makes it worse. Just I've been told I'm condescending. I don't know why, but anyway. Oh gosh. So, where do you want to go to next?
Yeah.
Because it's just going on about more studies.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, only 2% of women describe themselves as beautiful, and 13% are satisfied with their body weight and shape.
mm,
Um, yeah. So we have the next section is authentic reflections. A young girl absorbs how to be a woman, wife, lover, friend, and mother from both her mother and her culture. When a healthy, secure mother assists her daughter in managing the cultural onslaught of image messages about celebrity, wealth, and perfect beauty, the daughter gets the correct message that healthy womanhood is about who she is, her value system, standards, courage, integrity, inner fortitude, capacity for love and empathy, and her personal mode of conduct. But women who are taught that how they appear is more important than personal feelings, identity, values, and authenticity feel empty. Whenever I heard Tina Turner sing, "What's Love Got to Do with It?" I really wish that the messages here, or that the message here were, "What's beauty got to do with it?" Love actually has everything to do with our healthy development. In order to recover from this emptiness in self and image oriented life view, the daughter of a narcissistic mother first has to learn how to tune into who she is as a person. She begins sorting out the things that make her beautiful and unique and separating herself from the inauthentic, automatic reactions to people in her environment to which she has been accustomed. Before we begin these important steps to recovery, however, I want you to see how your childhood with a narcissistic mother has affected your decisions about career, relationships, parenting, and your place in the world. Join me, and together we will see some distinct patterns.
yeah, the next portions are going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that this section it's been poignant,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, but it hasn't been as emotionally hard hitting, at least not
Yes.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
as the previous ones. But yeah, this is a critique of not only the narcissistic mother, but also society and the compound toxicity that it places on a woman who is raised in this environment and in this culture. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that she included that in here because this is something that any woman can relate to,
Yeah.
and any man
Yeah.
too, anybody that is out there, whether you're non-binary or just not gender conforming at all, you're still that
Mm-hmm.
pressure to fit in, and that your image has to conform to this or that or the other, and you
Mm-hmm.
get completely shunned and bullied and treated like complete crap if you don't conform to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another symptom of the narcissistic society that we live in. And that really needs to stop. It really does. We need to have a culture where people are accepted on their merits
Right.
and the beauty that they display, their authentic beauty that makes them feel better, should
Mm-hmm.
be accepted.
And that's honestly more important to me than like how somebody looks, and who they are as a person can affect how you see them.
Yeah.
I see decent people as more beautiful than, a model who just has awful priorities.
Yeah.
I don't see
Definitely.
them as attractive.
Yeah, me neither. There are certain women that I have been friends with that are, pretty, but they have very ugly attitudes when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to bigotry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you call these women out on their bigotry or their support of bigotry, a flood of people just they buy into the beauty. They
Yes.
buy into the beauty more than the principles.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a major problem. At least in the YouTube community. And I've seen it play out at workplaces.
Yes.
If you have a beautiful face, people are more apt to believe you. If you're if the dispute is between two women. Now, if it's between a beautiful woman and a man, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
The man's always going to be believed. Usually. Hopefully that's changing with the Me Too movement and things like that. But yeah, that's an unfortunate reality. And it begs the question of, how do we fix it? What do we do to combat these kind of things? And as a social justice warrior, um, I think it's very vital that we start having conversations about that, real conversations about what our priorities as a society should be.
Yeah.
And it should not be how the fucking economy and this pandemic makes the president look.
Mm,
It should not be, you know, risking your life to get a liposuction.
right.
It, it, it should not be abusing people because they don't fit your idea of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty is a subjective thing anyway.
Oh, we lost
So,
sound from you for a little bit.
uh-oh, beauty is subjective.
Yes, it is.
So, and that's another aspect of it too, is whenever you have groups of people talking about what they find attractive, you'll have somebody who is attracted to like bigger people or something. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just go with bigger people. And then, bros are like, oh, you're just a chubby chaser. We shouldn't shame people for what they're
No.
attracted to.
Yeah, no. Unless if it's
It,
something harmful, I really
yeah,
couldn't care less what you're into. And as long as it's between consenting adults, I don't care what you're into. Um,
exactly.
I'm also not against porn. Like, do I think that there are some image issues with porn? Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah,
the majority of people I know who watch porn understand that this is not like expected outcome. They understand
right.
that it's an entertainment thing that's staged, that's scripted. Uh,
Yeah,
but you know, I just and like I kind of like that sites have different like categories and stuff, so
yeah.
you don't just get the model with double D tits in
Yeah,
in all these videos.
24-inch waist, double D's. Come
Right.
on now. You know that lady got back
Oh my
problems.
god, I can't imagine.
Ooh.
Can't imagine.
Gotta make a living though. And I ain't got no shame for sex work either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people gotta live. We gotta make it to where it's safe for them. But anyway, that's
Yes.
a whole other political topic.
Yes.
Uh,
That's true.
yeah. So, are we ready for part two?
I don't know.
I, I've got tissues.
I
Like,
do.
I
I
could,
do too.
I could go out and like stockpile the tissue.
But no, you can't because they're sold out right now. At least on
Oh,
Amazon. Um.
oh, they're not here yet.
Oh, nice.
Well, I could be an asshole and just, do what some of the other people did, just fill my entire van with them.
Oh,
People, stop buying all the toilet paper and
oh my
chicken.
god, yeah.
Golly.
What is with
And
that?
don't be afraid of the Chinese food either.
Oh.
Come on. Come on.
And ironically enough, when I was talking about that the other day and like the racism that's come from this and mistreatment, and yeah, people not ordering Chinese food, I was like, you know what, I could really go for right now some Chinese food.
I know. I want some now.
Right? I was happy though on my way home because we have a Chinese drive-through, like independently franchised, so it's not Panda House. I haven't tried it yet, but when I drove by there the other day when I was getting prescriptions, there was a huge line. So like I'm glad they're not being
Nice.
hit, at least on that day.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good news.
Mm-hmm.
What really surprised me was when Maddie came home and said all the pasta was gone. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of logic? I mean, Italy is the country that has been hit the hardest
Yeah.
with this. The people have to buy pasta but not the Chinese food. Jesus, this place.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But yeah, part two. So, and we were talking about this before. It's how narcissistic. I have troubles with that word. I don't.
Yeah, it's a tough word. I
Really
have trouble
is.
with all the words today. I think it's because the pain, and I've tried not to think of the pain, but the pain is still there. It doesn't care about my thoughts.
No, it tends not to, and it tends to encompass your entire thoughts.
Yeah,
When it's that bad.
but yeah, that's going to be a really deep topic.
Yes.
Because she's already laid out, the dynamics, but when it comes to how it affects us personally,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
It's hard to come to terms with that and realizing that almost everything in your life has been touched and affected by this. I couldn't figure out, okay, because my nightly routine, which I'm sure y'all are really curious about, but basically, I start the water in the bathroom because it takes a long time for it to heat up, and for my teeth, the little cleanser stuff, it needs to be hot water. So I let that run, and I go to the bathroom while that's running, and then by the time I'm done, it's warm enough. And I couldn't figure out why, if there were times where like I was a little bit longer on the toilet, that I started to get really nervous. And I couldn't figure it out until I was watching a video and someone said something about, somebody forgot and left the tap on. And I remembered that we used to get yelled at if we were running water for longer than she thought was necessary for whatever it was. And I'm like, like even my friggin' nightly routine is fucked up by this. Like,
wow.
oops, and I just got a notification. So you all were blessed with the Windows sound for that.
Yeah, it creeps into everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even. There's still things that I probably have yet to discover where it has affected my life, and it's gonna be quite a journey.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure, because every time we have one of these sessions, right, something new kind of pops up.
Yes.
And I have to deal with it. And it's good. It's hard. It's difficult,
Yes.
but it's good. It's
Mm-hmm.
a good thing. And hopefully it's helping other people.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Yeah.
I know other people have been through this, and that sucks royally. But yeah, like you said, it does help, and I think the more that we process this, the more we can take actions to kind of correct negative reactions to things. That negative voice in your head, the more you tell it no, and the more you try to basically reshape that, the better off you're going to be.
Yep. Exactly. It's amazing what the brain can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Brain stuff. Well.
Yeah, that one was shorter than the last one.
Yeah.
It was a shorter chapter.
It really was. I forgot how short it was. It's only a few pages.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I filled it up with my rambling about things.
Mine too.
Oh,
are you okay?
yeah, I just had to like reposition. I was holding it there because I knew if I moved it, it would hurt. I didn't want to be like, ugh.
That sucks.
I am gonna have to go and elevate it because I can feel it swelling. Sucks.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, so sorry you have to deal with that right now.
It's okay. So I'm lying. It's not okay. I hate it. But it will end at some point. And I don't know. Like, I've been poking around and looking things up, and I think it might be just a... At first, I thought it was tendonitis because I couldn't really tell exactly where the pain was. It was just all swollen and fucked up.
Right.
But it started, like, feeling around, and I think I got a stress fracture in one of my foot bones. Like the second toe, the one that goes to your second toe.
Yeah.
I think that's what my issue is. It's so weird that, you get just a little fracture like that and the pain just radiates up to my knee.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to even tell what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No, but seriously, thank y'all for coming, for being here. Yes, we're still recording. Okay, I was like, what if I stopped recording? But yes, I am here with Mrs. Snarky. Shill your channel.
I'm Missus Snarky. I'll make content eventually. I have injured my foot, and I'm in severe pain. Like, seriously. And it's been difficult, and just hang in there with me. I'm sorry. I love y'all. Thank you. But buy my art.
Yes. All the links are in the description down below. Do all the things.
Do the things. Yay.
And yeah, remember, life can be shitty, especially right now. But keep hanging in there with hashtag and Mrs. Snarky. Bye.
Mwah. Just look at one of the old videos and see what you said last time.
I'll just wing it.
Hey, we're doing the thing. Welcome to the thing that we're doing here.
Yes. With the things.
Yeah, with the book and stuff.
Yeah, you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, punch it right in the face.
Only if you want to.
Yeah, in Minecraft. Because somehow that makes it better. Coming, yeah.
Lovely. And
anyway,
we're talking about such an upbeat topic.
I mean, it's more upbeat than the lack of toilet paper and chicken, which is like, what?
Right.
Chicken?
Right.
like maybe I can get the toilet paper, but the chicken?
Right. I'm not sure why that was the choice of meat to go.
Because like bird flu and all that, like chickens are notorious for passing on interspecies viruses. This was like, didn't H1N1 come from chickens? Or SARS? Or one of them did.
SARS, I think. H1N1 was pigs.
Yeah, so like I don't. I'm actually shocked they didn't buy all the bacon because I
Mm.
mean, anyway, that's probably a blooper. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I
We
ramble when I'm nervous.
we
Go ahead.
need bloopers after the end of these chapters.
Bloop bloop.
They're necessary.
Yeah, they are. They really are because this is some heavy, heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The UPS truck is here.
Well, at least they didn't knock or
They're
ring the
not-
doorbell.
They're not done yet. They just pulled up. So-
It's that time, y'all. What would we do without our ups truck? I mean,
There it is.
yes! Bloop bloop bloopers, bloopers.
Every time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's our good luck charm hashtag.
There we go.
Yeah, these have been good signs for each of the shows, and if we didn't have it, it wouldn't be the show. It just
No.
wouldn't. I will be sad the day that we record, and the UPS guy doesn't ring the doorbell. I will be very, very sad. But from what I've read, I'm doing everything right,
Good.
except for maybe I shouldn't be walking on it. But
What are you gonna do though?
I do have to pee a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So there's no avoiding that. Maddie's trying to find a cane. We've got a cane around here somewhere that would help, but can't find it right now. So
Yeah, ours is in a big box. Well, ours. I say ours. Mine. Like, Greg's not walking around with a cane. But it was from it was either malabsorption or potassium. I think it was when my potassium levels were low because my muscles would lock up.
Jesus.
And it was mostly my leg muscles, and of course it would happen when you're using the muscle. So
Yeah.
I had to have the cane to, like, not just tip over when that happened. Yes,
Oh,
baby girl.
jeez.
What's that? What? Are you coming up? You gonna say hi? No?
Oh, come on, Tomoko. Say hi to me.
Ouch. Come here. Come here, Goober.
Oh, kitty. Hi, kitty. I pet.
Yes.
I'm petting you and you don't feel it. Ha ha.
It's Ghost Pets.
Yeah, ghost pet.
I don't. It's lipstick.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Oh, thank you. I think so too.
Oh, hi. Are you gonna look at me? You're not gonna look at me.
She's looking at everything right now.
Yes. What is all this? I'm gonna put the dog on eBay. Or not eBay, Craigslist. That series is so funny.
What series?
Talking kitty cat.
Oh yeah. Love it.
Yes. I love how Sylvester has those big canines.
Yes.
So many talks. He looks like a vampire kitty.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And I think he's missing the lower canines too.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
I didn't-
He's at least missing one. I can't remember if it's both.
Oh,
I
didn't-
plowed through that series in a couple days.
I couldn't because I dared to show Maddie, and Maddie all of a sudden likes cat videos. So, like, wow, all this time.
Well, they said on Twitter the other day that they rarely need cute, but they wanted cute with the Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which you get to play now.
Yay! I'd run, but it hurts.
Right.
Oh.
Well, I can let you go. You can get your leg elevated and play some Animal Crossing.
Yay!
Oh, wait, we have to do an outro.
We didn't do an outro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Outro! There it goes.
There we go. We got the outro covered.